Hey, what's up everybody, welcome back. So in today's video I want to go over what's been on the PTS phase 3, the buff that the Kingbreaker got, the Kingbreaker and also the regular version of the AR TKB. Now with this buff, this weapon got a higher spot in the list because before phase 3 this weapon was on the bottom list. I'm not talking about the middle of the list, it was the worst DPS AR in the game. Now with this buff to RPM 650, this is gonna put it at one of the best spots on DPS. And also not only that, there is a bug for the new weapon talent Flatline. So I want the developers to see this and fix this before it goes live. With that said though, that's why I post a tweet saying that the Kingbreaker was the third highest DPS, but after I found this bug and after putting the right numbers, actually it's a lot higher. It's #1 spot for highest DPS. And yeah, so let's talk all about that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, a like on it would be super appreciated. Subscribe for more, and let's go do this. So the Kingbreaker is the new name assault rifle that's coming in the Division 2 title update 15. So far this is what it looks like, but I believe this is gonna change because this is the skin of Black Market AKM. So I don't think it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look different. If you have the TKB, you will see it looks different, but we're just gonna go in with the numbers, right? Doesn't matter how it looks. Now the total damage on the build right now is 141,000. That's coming from 58.8k base damage. This is the number that we use, right? Now this number right here is a rounded version, but I will show you guys the actual number for the base damage. The RPM is 650 right now on PTS 3. Before it was 500 and a lot of people complain about that. Now with 650, that's gonna put it on the best spot possible for the best AR DPS in the game. This one that I have maxed everything. So rifle damage, health damage, we have the attribute damage to target out of cover. This is the same attributes and core attributes that I'm gonna have on all of the weapons that I'm gonna test today, so that way everything is the same. Now with that said though, the special thing about this Kingbreaker is the talent, the perfect flatline. Now just the regular flatline is a weapon talent that's coming in title update 15. The perfect version is a little bit stronger version and only comes with a Kingbreaker. Perfect flatline amplifies weapon damage by 20% to pulse enemies. After 2 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. Now to do this test, we're gonna come in here on the fire range. We're gonna test some numbers, and also we're gonna have my personal formula that I use to calculate all of the numbers in this game. So yeah, I have this for a while now. I've been working on it to make it look as simple as possible, so I hope you guys understand. I think it's pretty simple. It's just I'm not gonna show you the math behind it. I'm pretty sure none of you guys care about the math. You just want to see the numbers, know what's the highest DPS and what's going on with that flatline talent. So that's what we're gonna do. Now to prove myself, right, to prove that this formula works, right, because you don't have to believe in me, just believe the numbers. So the build that we're gonna use is this build right here. Now going for the stats on this FAMAS, right, it's gonna be the weapon damage that we have 59 crit chance, 168 crit damage, 90% headshot damage, 8 armor damage. We're gonna have 18 damage to target out of cover. That's gonna come from the weapon itself and also from the fox sprayer, but they don't show right here on the stats, they never did. And 21 health damage on the offense stats, right? We have 100% all weapon damage and then 40% assault rifle damage. That's why we have on the formula 140%. Now I already applied the numbers on the formula. You can see right there, they're all in there. I have the 25 for the chest, 25 for the backpack, and everything else beside the talent on the weapon itself, because we're not going to be activated the talent. Let's show you just the numbers before the talent on the weapon. So we are right here on the fire range. Let's shoot the head. We have 756. You guys can see right there on the formula what it shows. For just regular headshot with no crits, that's 401,000. Body shots 211, no crit, and crits is gonna be 565. So all the numbers match, besides a little bit of points, because it's hard to calculate exactly the points, but it's pretty good enough on the thousands that what we need. Now you might say you might have that numbers already put there, so let me show you another weapon, and I'm gonna change live the base damage for this weapon. You can see the numbers will change live, right? The base damage of the fall is gonna be 56.9k. Now this is the rounded version of the base damage, right? I have the exact number or close to the exact number, so I'm gonna show you that. So we're gonna go back to the stats, take a look at the stats, how they're gonna look. I'm gonna go to the formula. I'm gonna put the actual file base damage, which is this 56,884, and the RPM we're gonna change it for 650, which is the RPM of the fall. You can see right now we have the same weapon damage, which is what this has with this build. Now let's shoot and see the numbers. For the head, no crit, 516. Body shots, no crit, 271. Crits on the body, 728. And crits on the heads, 973. So that's plenty enough of showing guys the formula works, right? So okay, with that out of the way, now let's talk about what you guys are here for, the actual Kingbreaker DPS and the Flatline talent. So the Kingbreaker, now the RPM is 650 and the base damage around it is gonna be 58.8k, and that's not a number. Once again, I did found the closest number to that. When it's not rounded, we're gonna check that right now. So keep an eye for this number right here, the total weapon damage, right? 141. So if we go live right now on the stats, we're gonna change that. So take a look at the numbers as I'm changing that. That's right there is the base damage of the Kingbreaker, 58,765. That's the closest one that I got. And if I click on enter, you see the numbers change. We got the base damage right there, 141,036. I know, math is crazy, right? Anyways, we're gonna check the RPM is the same as the fall, 650, so that's good. Now just changing that, let's check the numbers and see if it works. So headshot 1005, it's right there. Body shot crit 752, and you guys get the point, it works. Now just checking on the formula right now, you can see that the FAMAS has a little bit higher DPS total than the Kingbreaker, and that's why when I post that tweet, I said that the Kingbreaker was gonna be on the third highest DPS. And there's more to it. I'm gonna explain more because of the talent also that it kind of tricked me, but that's why the FAMAS looks like it's higher, right? Once we start applying the talents, things are gonna change. So this is the Kingbreaker, we have it there, 20% pulse enemies. Stats, same thing, right? So let's check the numbers. Now before actually we check the numbers, let's go on the formula. On the Kingbreaker, we're gonna put that 20% right there. Numbers gonna change, you guys can see right there. Now we should have 1,206 on crit on the headshot. So we're gonna pulse the enemy, headshot. We have on pulse enemy, right? We have on crits 1,206,000, and then on headshots without crits 640,000. If you want to check the body shots, let's check that out. Pulse Flatline activated, we have 903,000 on crit body shots and 337 non-crit body shots, which matches what we have on the formula. So that's right, that's good, it's 20%. That's what we get. Now let's go over to the FAMAS. We're gonna change the numbers right here to 15 on the amplified damage, is what the regular Flatline does for the FAMAS. So let's check the FAMAS with just a regular Flatline. That's a 15% amplified damage. We have the stats right here, you can check it out. Now let's check the numbers. You already put the 15% amplified damage on the formula. We should get 869 crits on the head. So let's check that out. Activate Flatline, and we get 869 crits with 461 just regular shots on the head. So with that said, taking a look at the formula, you can see now the difference between the final DPS of the FAMAS with the Flatline and also the final DPS of the Kingbreaker with the perfect Flatline. The Kingbreaker takes the lead by a tiny bit, and that's awesome. That's what I like. I really enjoy this because I personally don't like huge gaps between weapons when it comes to the DPS. This right here with this DPS, it means they're both really good weapons. You can use either one, you're gonna have a good outcome. Now if you want that the perfect DPS, highest DPS, Kingbreaker will win just by a tiny bit. Now let's talk about the bug on the PTS right now on the talents Flatline and Perfect Flatline, and you'll understand why I got tricked. I thought that the Kingbreaker with the talent Perfect would be on the third place, but it's not, and I just showed you why. Now with the bug, right now I have the Kingbreaker 20%. I should get 1,206,000 on the crits on the head. Right now I just bugged. I'm not gonna show you guys how to bug the weapon, by the way. I'm not gonna show you that. This is not a guide how to bug and get the most of the weapon damage. No, I'm just gonna show you with the bug. This is what's gonna happen. I have the Kingbreaker 20%, but it's not 20%. So let's pulse this enemy, use the Kingbreaker. We have an 1,156 crit on the body, on the headshot, and 613 non-crits on the head. So on the formula, if we go right here on the 20% and change that to 15%, you see those are the numbers. So you see I got 15% on the Kingbreaker, and that's why, you know, it's bugged. Now I can do the same thing for the FAMAS. Instead of 15% on the regular Flatline, I can make it a 20% if I bug it to give me more damage. I'm not gonna show you guys. I'm gonna skip to the FAMAS bugged. Okay, now I got the FAMAS bugged. Like I said, I'm not gonna show you how, but you can see it says 15%, and we just check the numbers. We should have get on the crit on the head 869 crit. So let's see what we get now. So shoot on the head 907,000. So on non-crit 481. So so let's go back live, right, and change that 15% to a 20% amplified damage, and right there, those are the numbers. So right now I have 20% amplified damage with the FAMAS, with just the talent normal Flatline. So yeah guys, conclusion of the video, there's a bug with the Flatline talent, needs to be fixed. Kingbreaker, new highest DPS AR in the game. For the people that's asking, actually before we end the video, for the people that's asking for a buff on the Kingbreaker RPM, so let's check that out. So 20%, that's the right one, right? Once that's fixed, let's check the FAMAS too. Let's put that 15%, which is that the actual number, that's what's supposed to be. Now let's change this RPM on the Kingbreaker for 800 people, what people are asking. Now check the difference on that DPS. Check the difference. You know what I mean? It's gonna jump almost 2 million difference on DPS if there is 800 RPM on the Kingbreaker. 650 is a perfect spot, people. So we're gonna finish in here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just got another Delta 3. Good enough to end this video. If you enjoyed this video, hit me a like, I would appreciate. If you want this to get fixed, please share this video and talk to whatever you can to get this fixed, because I just tweet this and nobody give the crap about it. Stay safe out there. If you enjoyed the video, hit me with a like, I would appreciate. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.